Verse 489. No external forms are in existence. What is external is what is seen of mind itself. As ignorant fail to understand as regards mind itself, they imagine the Samskrita as real. I mentioned previously how this verse represents a new level, a new profundity of understanding. And it's a verse that I've put off talking about for a few days actually, because it's very challenging. I don't want to just pontificate in these verses in an abstract way. These verses have to be practically relevant. And it seems to me that this verse is very much a make or break verse. These videos are very much about our relationship with the world. Enlightenment is about our relationship with the world. So to understand, to properly appreciate this relationship, we need to know about the world, we need to know about me, and the nature of this relationship. Normally, we're connecting with all sorts of aspects of the world. The previous verse, it was to do with knowledge, about learning things, and how we need to give up on that, at least in terms of spiritual understanding. And we've often been told that the external world is like a dream. It has no underlying substance. So that helps us to stop looking out for something, looking for something real in the world out there, something of substance, something that's somehow going to grant us a sense of completeness. So we've heard this before, but what we haven't really heard is that what is external is what is seen of mind itself. Now it says in the verse here, of the mind itself, but mind has got a capital M here, so it doesn't really make sense to put the definite article in front of it. Mind is enlightenment. Mind with a capital M is enlightenment. So what it's saying actually is that all of this that is going on is enlightenment itself. And so the question I had to ask myself, well, is this my realization? Is this my experience? And my experience recently has been one of a great deal of discomfort. I've been plagued by a recurring problem with my body, with my mobility. My legs don't seem to be working too well. I can barely walk. And along with that feeling of discomfort in my lower legs, there's a sense of distress. Every time I move, every time I stand up, I have to do so quite gingerly. So this is my experience. This has been my experience. So how can I talk about the external world being mind itself when my experience has been one of discomfort and actually quite a lot of distress? So this is really putting me on the spot, and it's forced me to look very, very closely at what's going on. This discomfort in the legs, which fuels a sense of distress, has also been triggering some horrible little psychological entity some kind of stub personality. A personality stub, which is full of rage, tantrums, a superficial lust. And that's what I've been getting sucked into. The thing is, I've been getting sucked into it because I've not been so aware of it. But now I am. It also helped that I took this ibuprofen codeine compound, which seemed to dissolve the distress for a while. It didn't change the actual physical symptoms. It just didn't seem to trigger that distress. So it was good because I could see how this thing, this distress, this stub personality was coming and going. And in fact, it was something of an epiphany. And a great deal of it was to do with this understanding that what is going on is mind itself. What does this mean? I've often spoken about our fundamental tone, our fundamental mood tone, which gets in the way of our enlightenment practice. But now there's another opportunity, another practice, another cue that we can take, another direction to practice in, and that is to look at the tone of what's being presented to us. Now we need to be careful that we're not just projecting out our own tone here. The tone of what's being presented to us, of mind itself, is something wonderful. It's nothing to do with all the particular bits that are being presented to us, but to do with the very fact that something is being presented at all. And this tone is intensely wonderful. And it's something that we can tune into. It's something that we can feel. And we don't have to be experiencing a beautiful landscape, or a sunset, or a sunrise, or something like that. That can help. But it's something we can experience sitting in our own room, or on a city street. We could call it the tone of life, the tone of the fact that there is something here instead of nothing, that something is going on. It's not what is going on that we're interested in, but simply the fact that something is going on. This is a big thing.